Hey guys, what's up? We'll be starting in just a second. Just a second. Only 5 people? My goodness. Show some dong. No dong, bro. No dong. Hey Cassandra, what's up? Yeah, dong costs extra. That's funny. Yeah, we'll start here in just a minute. Just 1 second. Getting some stuff together. No? It's in here. It's in here. Maybe like a quarter of it, but not all of it. It's a nice office chair. It's an executive back. I'm just gonna wait this last like 30 seconds or so, just let a few more people get in. Just want to make sure everybody has time to get in, so I said I'd do 8:50, so just want to wait that 1 more minute. Oh, it's 8:50 now. Alright guys. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Good to see you all again. So yeah, really quickly, I just wanted to part 2, I think we're going to do a little bit differently initially. Some people requested that we do a lesson type thing, and I figure I'll let you guys in chat figure out what you want a lesson about, because I really don't know what would be interesting or anything like that. So if you guys just want to, I don't know, talk amongst yourselves during part 1 or something and figure out what a good lesson would be, we can go from there. I don't know how to Dougie, so I can't teach you how to Dougie. But we can go through some sort of lesson or two. I figured that'd be more fun than doing just some random charts at first. And then for part 3, I figure we can do a part 3 like we do usually and do the live request then after the lesson part, if that works for you guys. Why do I pick the points I do? Okay. I try to explain that when I do it, but I probably don't explain it very well, I guess. But maybe that's something we can do, Andreas. Maybe that can be what we talk about. I mean, as long as everybody like can kind of agree on that or something, I don't know. But in any case, oh, you mean like when I do the fib arcs? How to choose a trailing percent for a limit order? I usually don't do trailing stop losses, but I can show you what I would do, I guess. Okay, and why do I pick that exact point? So we can do that maybe, where I pick to start my fibs and why I would choose a certain loss percentage. That might work. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get moving then, and get started with these charts in part 1 then first, if that's cool with you guys. Are you guys good with charts first, or should we do the lessons first, or like what? I'm cool either way. I figure most people that are tuning in though want to see these charts first. So we should probably do the charts and then do the lessons. And actually, I didn't post that we're doing lessons on Stocktwits. I probably should do that, but I don't want to waste too much more time. But yeah, if somebody wants to post that we're live or something, that'd be pretty cool. You don't have to do it though. But we're going to go ahead and start with ATRS just because we've looked at that all week. As you guys know, it's been on an uptrend for a year, and it's been on a crazy uptrend the past few weeks. So I won't go too long into the back history of the chart. Just watch the other live streams. We've talked about this chart literally, I think, every day this week. So my thought was that today would be a red day. That's what I thought yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but it wasn't a red day. It went up 13 cents. But we did dip below this candle, the daily candle. We did dip below. So it started out looking like it was going to be a red day, like I'd predicted, and then about 10 or 11 a.m. or so, it started turning around and going back, and we had a green close. So the thing is, though, it closed at 390, and we literally just did that before. So it's kind of a wash to me. Like, today didn't really count. It was just kind of rebuilding back to where we already were. Our Chan did slow down a little bit. Our Elder Ray did slow down a little bit. But our MACD still went up some. So that's pretty good. And again, though, the chart, it needed to have a cool-off day. But what I'm worried about now is how close these candles are together and if we're reaching a peak until those PRs that are coming out. But apparently there should be news on the 15th, right, guys? Hey, Dylan. Welcome in, man. I believe there's news on the 15th and then FDA approval news on the 20th. And we know how FDA approvals go, so it's going to be just fine. I guess my only worry is that until the 15th, it may stagnate and kind of consolidate and not really do much, which it seems to have kind of done today. But I still think this chart is insanely strong, and I still think if you're not in, you should probably get in at some point, see if it's going to dip some more to this cloud, and go from there. But as you can see, it's just riding along this line, this fib line that we drew the other day. And we got a buy signal a little bit at the end of the day, and it's going away from the cloud still. So I'm thinking it may dip somewhat, but it's pretty much consolidated really hard in this range. But yeah, I don't even think we'll see 378. Probably the lowest we'll see is going to be 383 again. But if you see 383, I'd say that's probably a definite buy point. And just hold it until the 15th and the 20th, and then play those longer plays into next year if you want to. But definitely at least play the FDA approval chance on the 20th. And that's pretty much it, though. But you can see, like here, the momentum's going down, stochastic's going down, MACD's going down a little bit on the 30-minute chart. So I think, like I said, I think it's going to dip some more, but it's so sustained right now at this rate that you're not going to see much lower than it's at right now. And even if it does dip low, it's going to rebound just fine. I just don't see any problems with it. Okay. I think that pretty much covers ATRS because, like I said, we talked about it every day this week. and it wasn't as red as I thought it would be, but we did get that dip below the conversion line that I said was going to happen, and now we're bouncing back up. So I think it's pretty much going to consolidate on the 0 fib, and once news comes out, then that's when we'll go up. We will go up. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do FLXN. Is anybody here in FLXN? What, nunchucks? Yeah, I'll show you this guy's messages. What do you mean, nunchucks? What's the issue? What's the issue, bro? What am I doing? I don't understand. What is that chart? That was ATRS. What, dude? I'm not gonna kick him. He's gonna give me ad revenue. Nunchucks, are you here to like watch charts and stuff? Or are you here to Hey Denise, you didn't miss XXII. We're good. We haven't done that yet. Alright, Nunchucks. Are you talking about like what the Ichimoku cloud is? You just randomly clicked? Alright, dude. Well, you'll learn some good stuff. We're gonna do lessons after these charts. I don't know if you trade or not, but there you go. Yeah. Alright, man. Well, well, guys, I don't know if anybody's in FLXN. I think Cassandra was. But yeah, this is, so this chart today, this is a company that they just got their FDA approval today for a steroid injection. That's supposed to be a non-opioidal pain treatment. And you guys definitely should know that when stocks get FDA approvals, they just launch, okay? Yeah, this is how you become the Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. But anyway, the stock itself has been steady and pretty strong, other than this crazy gap down, on its own, right? And they have other products going on, and they have more FDA approvals. They have an EpiPen thing going on in January of next year or so, and they have a couple things going on this year. And they just got the FDA approval today. No, the EpiPen was a different stock. I'm sorry, but they got FDA approval today. And as you can see, we got a huge freaking candle on the daily. Okay, our indicators are launching up. Our bull power is insane. And it's day 1 of FDA approval for this, and they didn't do the approval until after 4 p.m. in the market, okay? And so they didn't have any time to run. It basically got short attacked as soon as the halt was over, because this stock got halted right before the FDA news came out, and so nobody could trade it until the news was actually official. And then it was able to be traded again, and as soon as it got crazy sold and shorted and stuff like that, and it only had about 30 minutes to gain back from that drop. If we go here to the 15-minute. So yeah, if we look right here, it was dipping before the halt happened because people expected the news in the morning. So a lot of people thought, oh, it's not going to be approved, something like that. It actually was approved. News came out after the halt, and that's where this huge gap up came. Okay, we're talking from $26 up to $28, just like that. Then it got sold like crazy, and then it built back up at the end of the day, and we closed at $30.40 after hours, okay? Oh, Brady, it's not a hopefully going to move Monday. It's going to move Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. This stock is gonna be just fine. There's no time for news to set in. There's no time for it to recover from the initial sell-off for people having profits, okay? It's just fine. It's gonna definitely be launching. I mean, look at this MACD, how it reacted, okay? Look how the stochastic momentum reacted, how the Chond, Elder Ray just complete 180 reversed straight up, okay? Plenty of room Monday. This is going to at least, in my opinion, this is going to at least $45. And like I said, we closed at 30 today. So I think this legitimately has $15 more of run in it, which would be a 50% gain from $30. I put $2,000 in the stock today, around $29. And I'm going to hold that at least through Wednesday next week, possibly Friday. Okay? And this is one of the few times that I'll say the gap up is okay because it's based on news. It wasn't just a freak accident, and it's very, very solid news of FDA approval, okay? I had $21,000 worth of FLXN. What do you think the price target will be on Monday, Tuesday? I think on Monday we'll probably see like $35, $34, and then that run should continue to like between 42 and 45 by the end of the week. That's my price target. Okay. So again, the chart was fine on its own. They had actually even hit pretty close to this price point before, and the company's solid on its own, and then now we have FDA approval. And as you can see, the peak here, $29 here, $29 here, $29 here, and now we're in no man's land where we haven't seen this yet before, and it's just going to keep going up, and I legitimately, honestly think around $45 way up here. That's my price target. All right, guys. So hopefully, if you're not in FLXN, you do get in. You might as well swing it for a day or two and see what happens. All right. All right. So we're gonna look up ARDX now. There's some people in the Discord that are on ARDX. I think the short interest is only like 25% nunchucks. I don't think it's that bad. I think it was like 25-30% or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. If somebody wants to look up the short percentage, that'd be nice. But I remember looking at it, and I don't think it wasn't like 50% or anything like that. But I do think that, you know, that just enables a short squeeze when it keeps running. They're gonna have to cover. Okay, so if we looked at RDX before, ARDX, I didn't like the chart at all. But what's going on is FDA approvals around the corner, and it's what is it, PD UFA, something like that. So it's like there's no commission meeting or anything like that. It's just going to be straight news coming out about the approval, like what just happened for FLXN. What does that mean for the layman? It means wait for a short squeeze. It's not going to affect you. There's going to be, at even numbers and stuff, it's going to get shorted down. So, you know, like $31 even, $32 even, $32.50. And after that, though, it's just the buying pressure will be just fine. I'm not sure if I don't know exactly where to find it. I totally forgot where I saw it today. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that. You're beautiful too with your long flowing beard. All right. So, but what I said though on this chart yesterday, I said it's been on a slight uptrend, but we need to be worried about it since it's bouncing down. We need to be worried about this gap range and it redoing this, okay? But what is good is our MACD was going up and our things were going up. But if you look today, we're starting to head back into a sell signal today, okay? So I don't remember. Can somebody remind me when the news is coming out for this? I think it was the 15th or 16th. I think it was the 16th. I think you might have a little bit more dippage until the 16th. I mean, today we went down about 25 cents in total, but we dipped down a lot more. We dipped down about 30 cents, 35 cents, okay? Okay. So I think just wait a little bit and see how far it dips. But when it starts rebounding, it's not a bad buy at this point, but that's only because the FDA stuff is going through. If the FDA stuff wasn't happening, I'd say don't buy it at all. So it's definitely a risk playing and making sure it passes. And I know that this is like an opioid-based sublingual tablet medicine. It's October 12th, okay. So I know there's some issues with opioids right now, and the FDA not liking that and whatnot, but I know this is for hospital use only. So since it's only in the hospital, it's not something that, people are going to buy and take home. But I do know that there's kind of an anti-opioid thing going on. But you don't really need to worry about that if you're just playing the FDA approval bounce. But again, I don't like the chart. I wouldn't buy it based on the chart. But if you're going off that PR on the 12th, you might be able to get a swing out of it. Just wait for the end of this dip, buy up, set a stop loss, and play the FDA. All right, so let's go ahead to CLSN. And this one we'll do really quickly because there's not much to say today. It had its peak and it just hasn't sustained it. And again, if you remember, I said we pretty much always test halfway, and we actually broke the line I drew yesterday at 350, and we went all the way down to 334. Okay, and these are still slowing down. We got a sell signal here. All our buying power is slowing down. So I think people are just getting out of it. Okay, I wouldn't buy this based on just the chart, and I would wait to see till it's just wait till it's rebounding. Okay, I just know there's a few people in it, and we're retesting this peak here, and we broke below it, and now we're probably going to retest this parachute here at $2.99. And if it breaks $3 and you're seeing $2.99, it's probably going to get shorted even more, in my opinion. Yeah, AVGR was on the watch list. But we don't have it on there anymore just because there wasn't a lot of people in it. Or there weren't a lot of people in it, rather. But again, great bounce. Awesome if you were in it before the gap. But until you see this rebounding, there's no reason to touch it. Okay? And we'll go on to Caper now. And I think there's some people in Caper. What is a MACD? You know what a MACD is. You're talking about short interest and stuff like that. How do you know what a MACD is? You're playing games. So basically, Caper has a lot going for it down the pipeline. What's the main catalyst you're looking for? Muzak, if you want to know what catalyst you're looking for, we have hours and hours of things to read in the Discord on Caper, okay? So, Muzak, just go in the Discord, look at the Caper page, and check out the pinned notes. And there's so much that you can read, okay? But basically, just drug approvals. They just had PR about their regenerative medicine and their heart and everything like that. You actually do want to educate yourself now. All right. Well, then you're gonna have to do some reading. We can do a MACD lesson sometime, but I mean, MACD is pretty not so hard. You'll get it. There's your link for MACD. But essentially, I hated the chart. I didn't like it at all. But their news that's coming out is just so good that it's hard to ignore. And they have plenty of catalysts coming up in the pipeline. So definitely research on the Discord. And again, the link for the Discord is in the description here, okay? And what I said yesterday was wait for the bounce, because it's probably testing inside the lower fibs, right? Based on this candle here. And it did test in the lower fibs, and it did bounce. And we ended up above, I think we ended up above, oh no guys. So we actually closed at the bottom of the candle, okay? And that's exactly what I said yesterday, is we're going to be testing this lower fib, and we're either going to get caught in it or continue on the trend line, right? So, yes, we had a green day. We closed a little bit above the candle yesterday, but look how little it was, right? But technically, I'd say it's a good sign that we went all the way up to 343, but it's really scary that it stopped all the way back down to 287. But you have to enter sometime. And now's not a bad time. There's so much going on. And if this was a red candle, I'd say don't enter. But seeing that this is a green candle, I'd say it's probably a safe bet, and it should climb up from here. Okay? Yeah, I mean, technically the daily indicators aren't that great. You know what I mean? We're still sell signal here. But we're at the zero line on the stochastic momentum, so it should bounce up relatively soon. The Chond is leveled out, you know, so it's not that bad. Do I think it might still dip some more, though? Yes, I think it will, because the MACD still needs to cross down, and it's definitely going to. And if you look, you can see here, this is a very clear sign of a weak trend, okay? Strong peaks, very slow die-off, right? Parachute peak, very slow die-off. And then our next peak, it couldn't test this trend line again, okay? We would have wanted to at least see it touch the yellow line, in my opinion. Because you see how this popped right over? This popped right over? This one should have popped over, and it didn't. So things are reversing a little bit on the 30-minute, okay? But it's not enough yet. I think it still has a little bit more dippage in there, but not too much. Like, and it would probably just be tomorrow, and then it's going to go up. So I'd say find your dip tomorrow, buy in if you want to, and then just hold it and just wait, because this one's going to make you money. I honestly think so. And yeah, Muzak's right. The news today wasn't that amazing, but they have so much amazing news that's going to be coming out that I think after this dip's over, it's just going to, again, continue back on this trend over here, okay? But again, go on the Discord. Yeah, by tomorrow, I mean Monday. I'm sorry. I just mean the next trading day when I say tomorrow. I apologize. But yeah, I think it definitely will continue this uptrend as long as this doesn't get caught below this middle line here. Like if we just dip to like 270 or so and then it starts reversing, that should be just fine. Drew, what's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. I'm glad you're here. All right. So I think that's pretty good for Caper. Just wait for the dip, buy it, and then hold it for as long as it takes, because it's going to be good. I even bought in personally myself today, so just as a heads up. I know you guys like to know if I'm actually in it or not. But yeah, dude, Drew, again, thanks for joining, man. And we'll do this one, and then after mRNS, we'll do XXII, okay? There we go. So we'll be doing these two right now. Oh, I always get thumbs down. Like, I think that's just people, you know, people want to troll. What can you do? But my ratio of thumbs up to thumbs down is like incredible. It's like 12 to 1. It's fine. My KD is awesome. So mRNS, nobody requested this but me, just because I'm still pissed I didn't buy it at $4, and I want other people to look at it and be pissed too. Yeah, they bring out my inner hood. That's funny. But yeah, like I said, I'm still pissed I didn't buy it back here at $4 back in the 21st. I just thought that gap up was too much and that it was going to keep consolidating too long, and I was wrong. And sometimes when you're wrong, you miss a $3 run. Now, it looks to me that we have reached a peak, and it's going to be leveling off here for a little bit when you look at the indicators, right? But once these bounce up, it's hard to say it's not going to continue this trend pretty well. And wait, who asked? Somebody asked about where to put the fibs. It was probably Ray that trolled you. So who asked about the fibs and where to put it? Because what I'll say, when you're, it's really subjective, okay? Like, it depends on what you want to do with that fib, because you can place it pretty much wherever you want and try to make it fit a trend. But basically, a good beginner way to do it, if you're not sure just by looking at it, if you don't really see what you want to check, this is E-Trade Pro, by the way, nunchucks. If you don't know where to put it, a good thing that I like to do is use a MACD crossing. And basically go MACD crossing out to either the bottom of the trend or the top of the trend, depending on what direction you're going, okay? So, just as an example here, and again, I'm not even sure if that person's still here, but, you know, I'll do it. So just an example, by looking at this here, you can see it was kind of on a downtrend and then it spiked up, right? And it's kind of been, since this spike, right, it's going up. So what I would initially think is, okay, Andreas, awesome. So what I would think is, Andreas, I would want to do the bottom of this spike. And I'd want to see what it's like from the very bottom of this dip to the peak and see how closely it follows the trend. But another good way to do it is to look at the MACD and where that dip basically started. Do you see this MACD crossing right here? Or this white line? Here, I'll zoom in some more. You see where this white line jumped over the red line over here, Andreas? That's where I would start my fib, right there. And then I would take that MACD crossing fib over to another one, like right here. So let's go ahead and do it. So here we are. We're going to pick the bottom of this candle where the MACD crossed. So about right there. Let me get my fib fan out. Okay. And then we're going to take the fib fan, and you see this MACD crossing right here where it goes back down? we're going to approximately go to that peak. And that's going to be our trend, okay? I burped my little dotard. I burped? I didn't think I burped. If I did, I'm sorry. So, Andreas, what you can see when we went MACD to MACD, it's very well following this trend, right? And you'll know it's working because the things just fit in their ranges, okay? So you can see here how it tested this and it didn't make it. It tested again and it didn't make it. And then it took a long time to test it again, but it did go back up to that trend line. You see what I'm talking about? And as you can see, it again couldn't hold it. It dipped back down to this lower one, and it rejected that one, and it's back on the uptrend here, okay? Oh, awesome, Drew. I'm glad it's really informative and stuff for you, man. Yeah, you're not fanboying. It's all right. All right, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, nunchucks. So, that's a little too hard and fast on that rule, nunchucks. You don't want to dump it just because it's approaching the line. And you don't want to buy it just because it's away from it. Because you also need to use your indicators as well. And you also need to pay attention to the L2 during the day. And you need to look at the whole trend idea. So, and it depends on the stock as well. It depends on how it cycles around that fib line. Because if you're at a stock like this one, where it doesn't break it, and it continually tests it and goes down, then yes, you know that that's a pretty hard top for it, and it's hard to break. So you may want to sell as it approaches that line. But a lot of stocks will do like in the back here, it'll cycle above, below, that like that. So you're going to have to look at the pattern for each individual stock you're looking at, base it off the indicators as well, and also base it off your PRs that are coming out. So you got to take into account every factor and then apply those factors to your fib line and go from there. So like here, like I said, we had this pattern of it bouncing up, not breaking, bouncing up, not breaking, bouncing up and not breaking. And now we have a rejection of this one here. So this very well could be a good time to buy if you think that it's going to not dip back down and you think it is going to go back to this trend line, okay? In my opinion, it is about to reverse and keep going up, because if you look at the elder ray, the bear power is going back up to bull power. The Chond momentum is going back up and about to cross the zero line. The stochastic momentum is curving back up, and the MACD is curving back up. So when you have 4 indicators indicating that you're going back up, you have a rejection of a fib line going back up, okay? It's a pretty safe bet that it's at least going to try to test up to the peak that it had before. All right? It's not a guarantee, not by any means, because, again, you need to check the PRs. Is some news coming out that might be bad or really good? Because that, in case the chart doesn't matter. And you need to look at everything, okay? But in my head right here, I think this is a very solid reversal trend starting. And I think that you're probably going to at least test up to $8 again. Not a problem. I think that you could probably swing this okay. I think that you could probably swing it okay. I think 695 is a really good buy point. And I would probably try to swing it up to about $8 if you can. Okay? All right, so hopefully that little lesson inside the chart was helpful for you guys. And that's okay, baby. You can get drunk. I don't care. You can have fun. You don't have to be an assistant. All right. So MRNS, Remember I said that I was pissed I didn't buy it at $4 and I've been waiting? If I had money on Monday to buy this and I could buy it under 7, I would probably do it. I would probably do it. All right. The indicator Z, stochastic momentum, is the one you're talking about, and that's right here. The stochastic momentum is a little bit normal or a little bit different than your normal stochastics. Okay, if you see right here, our stochastic on the bottom is just measured a little bit differently, and the math function to get the numbers for it are just a little bit different. A lot of a lot of people think that the stochastic momentum is way more reliable, and you get a lot less false triggers for buys. But you normally, when you use stochastic momentum, you want to pair it with the Chond here, okay? Because what the Chond does is it just works really well with the stochastic momentum, and it usually indicates a little bit sooner, but it'll verify what you're seeing on the stochastic momentum, okay? So you definitely, if you use stochastic momentum, try to use the Chond and pair with it. But basically, it's the same as just a normal stochastic. They're just measured a little bit differently. I mean, we could look up the math and stuff right now, but since this is not like a lesson video, I want to keep it a little bit more simple. But basically, it's just a different way to measure momentum, and it's a little bit more reliable than just your normal stochastic, in my opinion. And you can see how they mirror each other very well. But you see how much sharper the Chond is, right? And that's because it's a smaller time frame of measurement than the stochastic momentum. So you're going to get a lot more jaggies and a lot more quicker indicators. But if you use the Chond by itself, you'll get a lot more false signals. And that's why I use the stochastic momentum with it. All right. And again, I mean, both of these look super solid for mRNS, and you can probably swing it back up to $8, no problem. And I'd really love if some of you did it and told me how it went, because I can't use. I spent all my money today on FLNX. I'm so stoked about that one. All right, now let's go ahead and do XXII. And again, guys, for all the new people here, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, please. You'll enjoy it. Tons of stuff to do there. That's where we're doing all the charts that we did in part 1. I pulled straight from the Discord. We have rooms for all of them. That's where we do all our research. And it's just, you should definitely join. It's only going to benefit you. And it's not ever going to cost money. It's always free. It's just for you guys. Okay? Yeah, and phase 3 results were very good. It was shown that the VLN cigarettes actually did have a good effect on people. And nunchucks, I'm going to hold FLNX until $45 or it dies, basically. If it starts dying and it looks like it won't reach it, I might sell it. But I legitimately think about $45 or so, okay? But yeah, I'm going to hold it till like Wednesday or Friday next week. So as you can see, we've done this chart before, XXII. You can see our previous fib lines here. Extremely strong trend, if not a little too wavy. And actually here, Andreas, before you asked about where to put the fibs, right? Or how to look at it as well. If you look, I did this one way back here because that's just where the MACD crossed, you see? Right here, the MACD crossing again. So I just did it at the MACD cross and then took it to our peak that we had at the time, okay? Now, we had the phase 3 results, so this huge gap up is not as scary as it would be without it. And if you guys know also, I've been waiting to get back in. I've been waiting for 250, okay? A little bit above our double bottom here. But remember, like I always say, PR and SEC filings you can throw the chart completely out of the window, right? It doesn't matter what you read on the chart if you get some crazy news that completely redefines the stock. Okay? So I'm still not comfortable buying with it because I missed the run. Okay? If I had bought in and run with it, I'd be very happy. You know, I'm not upset I missed a run because I was playing it safe. And the stock has been very cyclical, as you can see, very up and down. So I didn't want to get caught chasing. But that news came out at a very good time and it's made it pop up. So what you need to do now, I'm still personally waiting for 250 though. That's just me. I think it's going to get shorted to crap, but that's just me. But what you might want to do now though is do our trick that we always do. If there's a huge gap up green candle, it's probably going to retest half of it, right? And as you can see, it's retested half of it, and it's bounced back up, and it's retested half of that bounce, okay? And it closed at 341 after going up to 350, and I don't know if you guys are watching the L2 all day, but it's got stuck at 350 so hard, and every time it got hit there was a bunch of either shorts or people dumping or some sort of price manipulation or something to keep it at or below 350. I mean, if you're watching the L2, it was completely obvious that somebody was not letting it go past 350 today. Okay? Yeah, doing something, right? So my thinking is, over the weekend, Phase 3 news hype is going to die down a little bit. You've given people chance to see what the peak might be, and you're going to have new people trying to buy in, but you're going to also have people that are in trying to sell if they think it's going to die. So you have kind of a perfect storm for a short to hop in and make a mess, okay? My opinion is, me personally, I'm still waiting for sub $3 to buy, and I still would like 250. It's in my head. I can't let go of it. I'm not saying that's what to wait for because you'll probably miss it, okay? That's just me personally. But for what I'm going to tell you guys, see how far it dips on Monday and Tuesday and buy from there and ride it back up to 350. And hopefully the next time it tries to break 350 after the dip, that's when you'll bust through and you'll really make that profit again, okay? So somebody asked earlier, how do I choose my prices and resistances and stuff? I think somebody asked. I don't exactly remember what the question was. Can somebody remind me what the... Yeah, exactly, Andreas. It's wide open above 350, and that's why it was held down. Can somebody remind me what the question was about finding a price point or like, I don't remember what the question was. Trading stop loss? Or trailing stop loss? See, I don't use stop losses. So basically what I would do when you set it up is do the math for the percentage that would be where you think the bottom is, right? I mean, okay, so nunchucks, that's going to require some math, right? So let's say, nunchucks, that you bought it here at 341, right? And you're like, okay, I only want to lose X amount of cents if it's going down, right? You're going to have to do that ratio in a calculator and find what that percentage is. Okay? So let's say you're at 3 Hello? So for some reason my streaming software went haywire right there. Hello? Yeah, it was my streaming software. It turned itself off and muted my mic. So, yeah, I have no idea. It was something in my streaming software. It went completely haywire on me. Sorry about that, guys. Well, we lost about half our people that were watching, so that's really sad. Well, sorry for all the technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on with my software there. That was really weird. Yeah, yeah, maybe it was. Basically, you would put in a limit buy, you would have the stock, and then you would set your trailing stop loss after that. Okay? Yeah, so you would just choose, you would do the math on that, Muzak. So let's say your stock is $10 and you choose a 5% stop loss. What's 5% of 10, right? Bro, here, hold on. Here we go. I'll just read it word for word. Trailing stop loss. A complex stop loss order in which the stop loss price is set at some fixed percentage below the market price. If the market price rises, the stop loss price rises proportionately. But if the stock price falls, the stop loss price does not change. Okay? Yes. So guys, yes, it'd be 50 cents. Yes. But that amount changes depending on the action of the stock price. Okay? So if it's at $10 and then it goes to 10.15, you're going to do 5% below 10.15. Okay? I wouldn't even. Man, something's going on with my internet. No, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, guys. I. You're just. I don't really know how to explain it better than that. It just if you just have to be an okay with a certain percentage below the price it's at, and you're allowing yourself the price to raise and still only dip a certain percent. So you're thinking too much about it. You don't need to base it on a slope or anything like that. You need to base it upon what you're willing to lose. Okay? Don't worry about the slope or anything like that for your stop loss. Worry about how much percent you can lose from the price that you bought it at. Does that make sense? I'm really upset that my stream keeps going out, guys. I'm really sorry. Do I still have everybody here? I can restart the stream. Okay. All right. Well, we're losing people really fast. I feel, again, guys, I'm really sorry about if it drops. There's just some stuff out of my control that I can't take care of. Okay. If it drops again, though, I will restart the stream. Okay. Yeah, contamination in my confines. That's good alliteration and definitely true. All right, so yeah, we're gonna move on. We're definitely gonna move on. Um, but yeah, don't worry so much about the slope and stuff for your trailing stop loss, okay? But again, on this, I think it's gonna get shorted super hard. Try to buy in around 320, and don't spend all your money at 320. Save some in case it dips more, and then try to swing that back to 350. That's what I would do, okay? Try. You know what? I probably do need to pay my internet bill. Am I from Texas? Yes. What made you even ask that, though? That's random. That's random. But yeah. But yeah, guys, so again, I think it's going to get shorted to crap. Try to buy in around 319. It's a little overbought. Our indicators are slowing down. MACD is about to have a really strong sell signal again, okay? I don't have Facebook. Yeah, you can't Facebook stalk me because I don't have it. I don't even have a southern accent. I was raised on TV. I don't have an accent. That's funny. You're in Dallas? You'll pay me for lessons? We'll see, man. Maybe we can do something on Discord or something, okay? I sounded like I'm from Dallas? I didn't know people from Dallas had a sound. That's funny. You guys are nuts. Yeah, meet me at the library. How about meet you at the Holiday Inn? Who are you with? I'm chilling with me and my friends. Alright, guys. Does that, you XXII guys, does that help you at all? Are we good on XXII? I'm your favorite cowboy. I just can't quit you, Zach. I just can't quit you. That's really funny. I didn't realize there was a Dallas accent. That's really funny. All right. So if we're good on XXII, okay. So we're gonna go on to part 2 when I get back. You think you saw me in Deep Ellum or something? I haven't been in Deep Ellum. Dude, I haven't been to Deep Ellum since like 2006. Oh, I smoke Marlboro 72s, menthol with the black top. All right, Torian, I'll see you later, bro. Peace out, man. Do I have yellow fever? Don't worry, she already knows, Zach. All right. All right, so let me do this. Let me go smoke. Everybody, go refill your wine, your drinks. Okay? Everybody charge up. Go to the bathroom. Do what you're going to do. Okay? I'll be right back. And we'll continue the stream when I get back, okay? I'm going to take a short break for my throat. All that, you know what I mean. Let me put on some tunes for you guys. What kind of music do we want, guys? Do we want something chill? Here we go. We'll do this one. Alright, guys. Just give me a minute, okay? We'll be right back. And, Alright. We'll be right back, okay, guys?
Did I miss the memo? Did I miss the line? Why are you disappointed this time? Baby, don't hide. Baby, don't hide. What are you trying to tell me? Behind the words and lies, behind the tears and anger, sometimes the words you cry. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. Why won't you just tell me? Why won't you just tell me? Why won't you just tell me? Why won't you just tell me what's behind the words and lies? Just tell me. Just tell me. Did I miss the number? Did I miss the line? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, baby, don't have a hide. The words and tears and lies. You just tell me something. Just tell me something. Tell me what the truth is. Did I miss the number? Did I miss the line? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, baby, don't have a hide. The words and tears and lies. You just tell me something. Just tell me something. Tell me what the truth is.
Alright guys, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. Who was it? Dylan. Bro. Dylan, thank you so much for the dono, man. I really appreciate that. And again, guys, if you do want to donate, if the charts help you at all, I mean, it'd be awesome. You don't have to, but it'd be awesome. The link's in the yeah, I'm late. But yeah, you don't have to, but the PayPal link is in the description. Feel free to if you want to, but you definitely don't have to. And definitely join the Discord if you haven't as well. Okay. Let me just post really quickly on Stocktwits that we're doing the question and answers now. All right, posting the link now. All right, guys. Hold on a second. Now my streaming software says it's good, but YouTube says it's bad. Am I stuttering and stuff? Is the stream okay? Okay. I'll try, man. Or try. I don't know how you say your name, Mr. Nguyen. But if you do want to donate, dude, you don't have to. But if you do, just click on the YouTube description and that PayPal link right there, dude. It's just that paypal.me link, so. Okay, stream is fine. Okay. Alright, cool. Well, let's go ahead and take some questions then. Does anybody have anything with charts or, you know, anything like that that they want to know? Is there an indicator? You know, is there something that I do that you don't understand? You know, something like that? Oh, it's Tree? Okay, Tree Nguyen? Okay. Well, hello, Tree. No, Dylan, I didn't see the message. Oh. Yeah, dude. I don't know if it's saved in archive for AVGR, but I do know that there are people that still have it that'll help you out in the Discord. Just post in Gen Chat, and I guarantee somebody will help you out, okay? So, Mr. Muzak asked, so basically with the stop loss I'm talking about, a technique where you put in a trailing stop loss limit order at a certain percent right when you see the stock really peaking upward to try to follow it up and sell at the peak. It's different than a regular stop loss order in that you're only leaving it on while the stock is shooting upward. The thing is, sometimes it pulls back halfway through a run, so I would not want my percent. So I would want my percent to be enough to give it room to run again. Yeah, I mean that's how you set up a trailing stop loss. You use a percentage of what you think it might pull back to and set that percentage slightly less than you know, you set that percentage less than what you think it'll pull back from. So I mean, if you think it's going to pull back 2%, set your trailing stop loss for 1%, right? You know what I mean? And Zach asked, how do I set up a fib? Okay. Hey, Code, can you please just remind me about RPRX later? Or I think Candy got it. Thank you, Candy. I really appreciate that. So Zach asked, how do I set up a fib? Okay. So it would depend on what kind of fib I'm doing, Zach. Are you more interested in a fib arc or a fib fan? A regular Fibonacci zone? What kind of fib are you interested in setting up, Zach? We can go on that. And guys, thank you. You do not have to donate, but it's going towards fixing my internet issues, if that helps. Well, no, you don't want to set it higher than it would pull back, because if you set a higher percentage... Oh, yeah, okay, no, you're right, dude. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm saying what you're saying, just I'm saying it wrong. You're correct. You would set a higher percentage than what you think is going to pull back. I'm sorry, Muzak. You're totally right. Like I said, I don't use that technique, so my jargon was backwards. I'm sorry about that. What is the pretty one I do? The Kamehameha? Alright, well, somebody asked to look at CLVS. So let's go ahead and I will show you how I set up a fib on CLVS. Is that cool, Zach? So, you love fibs. Yeah, okay. That's good, because there's lots of fibbing going on in this in these charts. I won't read it out loud, Cowboy. I won't read it out loud. Alright, so when I'm going to set up a fib, the first thing I want to do, Zach, is I want to zoom out and I want to see what it's been doing. Okay? Thank you, Ray. You're pretty too. So Zach, what I would do is I'd zoom out and I would try to find the latest trend based on the chart. Now it depends on what I'm charting it from. If I'm doing a short-term thing that's less than the daily, am I doing a really long trend to see like a long-term hold or something like that? But let's just assume we're doing the daily for like a 2-week swing or something. You're going to want to zoom out with your daily chart and find the latest trend and see how long it's been going, okay? So, for instance, let's use CLVS, which was requested. And I would say, right back here, where this, you see where my cursor is right now? That's where I would say the latest trend started, okay? You're watching, you misspelled hawk, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. That was good. So I would say the latest trend started way back here on June 28th, Zach, okay? And if we zoom in on it, you can see the stochastic momentum cross there, and the MACD pretty much crossed there as well. So that's a pretty good indication of the bottom, the reversal of the trend, and the start of the new one. So the big thing about the fib arcs is they measure one trend out until that trend changes so much that it's on a new trend, okay? So I would map this out. I would actually probably even use the stochastic momentum, okay? And I'd want to start it here. So let's say that we're doing a fib fan. We'll make it all pretty. We'll do orange and white. Okay? And now you're going to start at the base of the candle. If it's a downward trend, you're going to start at the top of the candle. Okay? If it's an upward trend, you're going to start at the bottom of the candle. Alright? So we're going to start at the bottom of the candle where this upward trend started. And your main trend line, I keep forgetting that you guys can't see where I point. Your main trend line is this big solid white one, okay? And what you want to do with the big solid white trend line is you want that to touch as many of the peaks or cross through as many of the candles as possible to make it the common line. I forgot what that it is in charting in math. It's called like the it's a trend line, but what's the name for it in charting in like algebra and calculus and stuff? There's a name, line of best fit. You want to make it a line of best fit, okay? Kind of like when you're plotting a scatter plot and you're trying to make sense of all the dots on the graph, and that's what you'll do is you'll take an average over a certain amount of time and you'll make your line of best fit. Okay? And that's essentially what you're doing with your solid trend line. So being that we're going so long, I'm going to use this peak right here where my cursor is as my trend point. And the reason I'm using that as my peak is because I don't want to cut so much of it off by going to the one that we had down here. Even though this one might be better, it'd basically be the mean. Yeah, the line, it'd be a mean average line, basically. Dylan, exactly. Regression analysis, exactly. We're using regression lines. Okay? But you can call it line of best fit. You can call it anything you want, but it's basically a mean average, though. It's basically a mean average. So technically, you could use this peak, Zach. You could use this peak here. You could use this peak here. You could even use this peak here, right? It's all on how you want to chart it, on what distance you're using, and there's a little bit of guesswork involved, in my opinion, because it's going to be based on how you feel it looks. Now remember, if you said, I wanted to do this one right here, I wanted to do this peak, but when I moved it down here to this peak, do you see how it touched this one back here? And then you see how way back here, oops, you see how that gap down dealt exactly with the fib line? And you see how this peak went exactly to it? And then we had this little breakthrough. And if you guys remember, whenever I said there's a breakthrough through trend, it can go either direction, but the breakthrough is what signifies the change. Okay? And exactly, and that's the whole point of the regression line. You want to cover as much of it as you can. Yeah, Nunchucks trolled you, Ray. You got out-trolled. You got out-trolled. I gave him a chance. You guys immediately jumped his ass. Think about that. But yeah, exactly. You want to get as much of the peak in as you can with one trend line, okay? So since we chose this peak here, and we can see it match up with so many of these peaks, valleys, and gaps, that is how you know that's your regression line, okay? And what's even cooler, do you guys want to see something even cooler with this regression line? I don't know if you guys do. Do you still want to learn more about fibs? I can show you more fib. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. You want to... Hey, Zach, you want to see how to take this to the next level? Alright. I don't show this on stream a lot. But check this out. So, when you do this fib arc, when you do this line of regression, you have a peak, right? And you have a valley. Okay? I'm a virgin, but school me, Stock Daddy. That's funny. Tree, that was funny. I like that. No, it's not a peak Moscato. It is a rosé. It is a rosé. Okay? Alright, Zach. So when you're doing your fib fan, when you have your line going, okay, your line is stopping at a peak. And where you started it was a valley. Now, that range of your regression line has its own Fibonacci levels inside it, okay? And what you do is you can draw a flat basic Fibonacci in that range to give you even more pivots, okay? So let's switch over to our Fibonacci. And now, just pay attention to my cursor now, okay? Now you see my horizontal line. I'll move my cursor to it. We're going to go to this peak here, right here, okay? And we're going to start our Fibonacci. And we're going to go down to the valley where we started the line, okay? Where we started our fib fan. We're going to match exactly on the valley, okay? So we're going to go from the perfect peak down to the valley with our Fibonacci vertical, okay? And when you zoom in, this is where the magic starts. And I'm going to recolor this so it's easier to see. This is where the fun happens. This is going to blow your mind. We haven't even seen this before, and it's going to blow your mind. I promise. All right, so we're going to go down to the valley, exactly at that peak. All right. Now check this out. Okay. Check this out. I'm going to even go ahead and delete the fib fan to make it easier to see. All right, so we have our 61% line, our 50, and our 38. Okay? Check this out, man. This line, test, rejection, breakthrough. This line, test, rejection, breakthrough. This line, on the even dollar amount, 75, psychological level, rejection, and it went back down to our middle line. Consolidation, test, breakthrough. Where did it bounce? It bounced exactly off our 38.2%. Okay? It shot up, rejected the line, gapped up. And where's the top of the gap? Our perfect peak. Okay? Where did it dip from to the peak? Exactly to the 61.8% line. What did it test? 75, psychological level. Where did it dip? Exactly to the 61.8% line. And when did it start jumping again? When it broke 75 psychologically. Do you see that? How cool is that? All right? Like, how cool is that? So that shows you that you have the right regression line when you can do your Fibonacci, when you can do your vertical Fibonacci range from peak to valley at the exact valley where your fib fan started and ended. That shows you that you have the right regression line for that trend. and it gives you your pivots, it gives you your resistances for that trend. Okay? But remember, your fib fan and your trend line only work as long as it's within that line of regression. Okay? So once, and you see how it's testing the fib here, right here, after that huge gap down. But when we had our horizontal fib with it, remember, let's pull back up our horizontal fib again. So that's why you use them both in conjunction, okay? Because not only is it testing our fib fans going upward, it's also using our horizontal fib resistance levels, okay? So you don't want to use only your fib fan, because you also need your stochastics, your MACD, your Chond, you know, your elder ray, what have you. But you also need to have a Fibonacci for your whole range to make sure you have the right line of regression. So with this horizontal information, it looks, that's why my charts look crazy. That's why people are like, are you using sonar and stuff like that? But when you know what caused these lines, it makes 100% sense. Like I said, we'll just do a quick retrace here, okay? Fib fan, test, rejection, down to fib fan, test, rejection. The rejection wasn't on the fib fan line. If you look here, though, it was off the 38.2% line, and it rejected based upon our horizontals, right? But then you remember when we didn't have the fib fan anymore, and this rejection didn't make sense with our 50% line? Guess where it rejected from? The fib fan line. So if you only had one of them, you would have had no idea why it rejected from that point. Okay? You'd have been like, why did it reject 4 cents below the horizontal fib? I thought the fibs were supposed to tell you everything. Well, if you have both of them together, then yes. Okay? And again, when you enter this zone here, right, we don't have any horizontals anymore. Okay? When we're above the 61.8%, we're in no man's land in terms of horizontal, and that's where your fib fan comes into play again. Okay? So you need to use them both, and you need to use them in conjunction with all your indicators. Because otherwise, again, look, when I zoom in here, we see that rejection just fine, right? Off the fib fan. But as soon as we pull just our basic Fibonacci back, we'll go down to there. You're like, when you zoom in, why did that reject right here? That doesn't make any sense to me. The horizontal's way up here. There's no reason for it. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps you read my charts a little better. And it's the same with the fib arc. Now fib arcs, I want to use on a smaller time frame. So let's go to this valley where the cross happened. Okay. Let's go to this peak. All right. So same idea. We're just using a smaller time frame. Okay. But we're using the rejection of the price here, where my cursor is, and we're taking it to the most recent peak to follow this line, this trend line here. And if you check it out, even with this gap up, even with this huge gap, look how it follows the fib arc. You see what I'm saying? And when you know it's going to change, again, like I said, you know it's going to change when it tests the boundaries. Okay? That's when you know it's going to change. Again, huge candle red here. That's our dip. Red candle right next to boundary. That's our dip. And now we're in no man's land. And so you have incomplete information here. So you need to pull up a different fib. And you need to map that out. Okay? Why didn't I place the horizontal line there? I'm not sure what you mean, Dylan. It wasn't my choice where the horizontal line was. The horizontal line was drawn automatically where the fib put it when I did peak to valley. I don't get to choose where the 61, 50, and 32 or whatever % are. Those are just done automatically. You know what I mean? And so, and this is where I want to show you a little bit of subjectivity comes in. All right. So let's say that we pulled our fib fan back out. Okay. This line, you see how the fib fan, it fits with this line of regression on the arc? That is how you know, okay? Because look, it tested right here. It broke through here. Tested this and couldn't hold it. And look where that peak went, okay? Back to the fib line. It couldn't hold it. The candle broke through here on downward pressure. It just kept going. Candle broke here on downward pressure. It just kept going. And then look, you know how that didn't quite follow the circle? Look what it did follow. It followed the fib line. Okay? And it broke through on a green candle, so it went back up. Broke through on a red candle, went back down. Okay? And then what it did is it kept trying to retest the fan, but instead it got caught on the arc. Okay? Retested on a green candle, so instead of rejecting, it's riding along, and it retested on a green candle again, so it's probably going to go up and retest this middle fib trend now. You see what I'm saying? And we can take this to another level, and again, pull back the basic Fibonacci, okay? Pull up the basic Fibonacci, go peak to valley, and again, look at the range. Top of the horizontal fib to bottom of the horizontal fib. Okay? Look where the gap was. The fib range. Look when it broke out. As soon as it broke the top of this fib, that's when it broke out again. You see what I'm saying? So all three together will give you almost 100% complete picture of why it did what it did and where it's going based upon where it breaks trends. Okay? Does that, I mean, that should help, I hope. I'm smart and eloquent. Psh, thanks, man. Next level shit. I appreciate it, guys. I like your gap too, Meridian. I like your gap too. I just gave you guys like a $300 Fibonacci lesson that you would pay for in a class. So I hope that helps. I mean, and here's what's really awesome, guys. Look at the chart now. Like, what do you see? You can't tell. Like, when you have all the fibs on, you're like, oh yeah, I can see that trend. You know what I mean? That's whatever. You know, I can see a trend. But when you delete the fibs, it's like you can't tell what it's doing, where it's going, why it's doing what it did. It just looks like a random. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the mic. Sorry about the mic. Thanks for telling me. But yes, I think this is a good price to buy at and hold based upon the fibs that we saw, okay? It's broken out. And then okay, so somebody actually asked, how do I pick my price points, my resistances, and that? That's where I use all those fibs with the indicators. So remember, like I said, trend breakage is what we want, okay? Yeah, every time I talk about Zach, my mic goes out. So it's just kind of weird, guys. So I would say it's good to go, because if you look, you see how it consolidated in this fib zone. Now it's broken free, and we're on uptrends, okay? And the MACD is not too hot at all. MACD still has plenty of room. I think it's an okay buy price now. Save some money for a possible dip in the future, as always. But I think you're okay. Alright, so looks like the next question is, can I explain the parabolic SAR and crossovers? Would these help with some of these big runners for setting stops? You know, I don't think the parabolic SAR is something that I use. I really like how it looks. Give me 1 second to refresh my memory, okay? Hold on a second. So let's go ahead and, for you guys that don't know what parabolic SAR is, let me put it on the screen for you, so you can check it out with me, okay? Just 1 second. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. My streaming software is going bonkers on me, guys. There we go. Can you guys see that? Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. So basically, the parabolic SAR is a technical indicator that's used by many traders to determine the direction of an asset's momentum and the point in time when this momentum has a higher than normal probability of switching directions. Sometimes known as the stop and reversal system, the parabolic SAR was developed by some dude, the creator of RSI, so you know he's important, and it shows a series of dots placed either above or below an asset's price on the chart. So there you go. It's basically just a bunch of dots, right? So the first entry point on the buy side occurs when the most recent high price of an issue has been broken. It is at this time that the SAR is placed at the most recent low price. Okay? As the price of the stock rises, the dots will rise as well, first slowly, and then picking up speed and accelerating with the trend. This accelerating system allows the investor to watch the trend develop and establish itself. The SAR starts to move a little faster as the trend develops, and the dots soon catch up to the price action of the issue. Okay? So apparently, though, you want to keep this in mind, can lead to many false signals when the price moves sideways or is trading in a choppy market. Okay? So basically, as you can see here on this chart, here I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Right here, remember it says the high price was broken, and that's when the dots go below, and it follows it upward, okay? And you see how the dots start spacing more and more as the trend is accelerating? And your sell signal is when it finally pops back above, okay? Let's look here at this one. So yeah, as you can see, your buy indication is when it dips below here, right? And you're going to hold it until it pops back above, okay? And your sell signal is when it pops back above. And you can see it very clearly in this chart. Okay? So let's go back and let's do it on something that we actually, like a chart that we've been looking at, okay? Hey, just for Tube, I'm glad you're here, man. And I'm glad you're having fun. And Gamer Nation, thanks for joining the Discord, man. Awesome, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here, for real. And Saul, yes, thank you. So let's use it, since we already have CLVS up, let's go ahead and use it here, right? Okay? So as you can see, the buy signal is when those dots go below, right? So let's use it for this gap up. Right before this gap up, you see these two dots above? Then it went below. Okay? So your buy signal would have been right here on this day at the beginning of this. And you would have bought it, and you would have rode it along just fine until it started dipping here. So let's pull our horizontal out. So your sell signal would have been at 87.82, and your buy signal would have been somewhere in this range. It's probably better to do it a little bit more zoomed in. Let's go ahead and do it on the hourly. Oh, Mario, for sure, man. Absolutely. And actually what we'll do for the next lesson question, here's what we'll do, guys. I think this will be really good. You guys with chart requests that Candy has been taking down notes for very graciously, the next question, let's take the next chart request and let's answer the question on the chart. And that way every question gets a new chart and we see something fresh each time. Does that sound good? Okay. So here on the hourly, it's a lot better on a smaller time scale, okay? At least in my opinion, because this one's so choppy. So let's see it out here again. All right. Your buy signal was right here, okay, when it dipped below. So you would have bought it at 75.96, and your sell signal was right here, okay. So you would have sold it around 77. Okay, so that's a good $2 range. Your buy signal on the next one would have been way down here. So you could have bought it around 74. And your sell signal would have been here. And you could have sold around 82. Okay? Now again, in my opinion, it normally doesn't give a long enough range. And that's why you want to use your indicators, okay? And you see, remember how it said there's problems with it when it's trading sideways. It's really good on a trend, either downward or upward. But when it trades sideways, that's when the problems come into play, because it can flip too late or it can flip too quickly. But when it's doing something positive or negative for quite a while, it can really show you that reversal really nicely. So that's what I'm saying right here. Like, let's show you on the sideways, okay? When it's trading sideways like this, your sell signal was right here at 75.54, okay? And your buy signal was at 75.92. But where did your buy signal take you if you were going to follow it into a sell? It literally only took you up 36 cents or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the stock actually went up $2.50. You see what I'm saying? So if it's trading really sideways, if you're one of those stocks that's consolidating for a long time, you're going to want to use something like the Ichimoku or something like that that can give you resistance clouds and other things going on, or an oscillator of some sort. But if you're watching something that has a very strong trend, this is a great indicator. You see what I'm saying? Does that explain parabolic SAR enough for you, bro? Hopefully that makes enough sense and everything. Like basically, yeah, basically buy when it dips below and sell when it, as soon as you see it above. Okay? Does that help out? Hopefully it does. So again, you would buy here, 81.22. And if you bought at 81.22, you don't have a sell signal yet, even though it's going down. I personally would probably be selling soon with that much profit. Okay? Alright. No problem at all, Gamer Nation. Alright, cool. I'm glad it helps out, Code. Alright, so I need two things now. I need the next question, and I need the next chart. So if Candy, baby, if you can give me the next chart, that'd be amazing. That was requested. And if somebody can go ahead and ask, I think somebody asked about the Ichimoku earlier though, and I may have missed it. Did somebody ask about Ichimoku or? And again, I'm really glad you guys are getting use out of this. And again, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Oh shoot, you haven't had any in a while, Zach. Good idea. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. We got lots of people that'll help you out. And if you want to donate, if you think the lessons are helpful, please do. I'm trying to change some stuff around in my life, and yeah, literally every little bit helps more than you guys know. Okay. So what was after Driss? Because we're not going to do that. Does anybody have a question? I mean, we have 29 people here. Somebody must have a question about a chart or an indicator or something. What time span? Awesome, Just for Tube. You'll love it, dude. Okay, yeah, I knew Dylan asked about Ichimoku. That's who it was. What time span? While I get the Ichimoku pulled up, Dylan or Numchucks, will you explain what you mean by what time span is that good for? What time span is what good for? And Dylan, we'll talk about Ichimoku now then. I know a lot of people have questions about it. Was FLXN next though? I kinda, Numchucks, I kinda wanna go with whatever was requested next, if that's cool. just so everybody can see their stuff. So you're asking what time span is the parabolic good for? I think the parabolic is good for 60-minute charts and lower. But personally, I wouldn't trade it on the daily. You definitely can. There's nothing wrong with it. It seems a little too slow on the daily for me sometimes. Okay. Now, since Dylan's going to grab water, do we not have the next chart? I guess sincerely, I guess she's gone. Somebody requested like something that started with an R. Oh well, it's okay. My super awesome assistant seems to be missing in action. So we'll do FLXN then, since I don't know what the next requested chart was. No, it's okay, Candy. But what 3 pieces of advice would I give a new trader? Okay, advice number 1, never be afraid to lock in gains. If you're up 10, 20% and you see a little bit of resistance and you can easily sell and lock in some gain and ride some free shares, just do it. Don't be greedy. If you get them, lock them in, ride some free shares, because you know what? You can always hop in later. That's not hard. Rule number 2 for first pieces of advice for a new trader: watch as many videos and read as many books as you possibly can about charting and trading, and don't trade with your emotions, trade with what you know. Okay? Don't allow hype and frustration, boredom, don't allow those to overtake what you're doing on a technical trade. Allow yourself to trust what you've seen in the chart and what you know is going on with PR and what you've read in their filings and fundamentals, and don't hop out of something because somebody scared you or somebody influenced you. Do it because of all the information you gathered on your own adds up to make sense. And rule number 3, join the Discord. Okay. You have a question, might not be relevant to charts. Well, Saul, you can ask your question. What should we do if I got DCTH and the stock is moving? Well, the answer to any question involving DCTH is stop having it, sell it. Okay. Mario, you started watching live last night. This is great for newbies like me. Neat RS, have you talked about that, and what are you to expect? The Neat RS is 1 for 10, and you can expect the price to jump with that ratio, and you can expect a short attack after it and the price to drop, and then it's going to be all up to PR to rebound it. It all depends on how they handle their news after that reverse split. Because obviously it's to stay listed, they had to be above $1. But do their fundamentals change now? Have they done something to make their company better? Or did they just reverse split and hope it stays above $1? Because otherwise it's going back down. Generally, what do you use the indicators for? Indications. What indicator? What situation? You know what I mean? Like the time span? It depends. It depends on my trade, man. Ray. Oh my god. Yeah, we can see your chat, Candy. Hourly, daily, weekly, or hold? For what, Mario? DCTH? Or was it neat? Oh, for neat? As soon as the drop is done... I don't know, dude. I really don't know for neat. I haven't been following it closely enough. I don't know how much that 1 for 10 is going to affect it. I mean, it already went through, I guess. Hey, we still have our parabolic SAR. So, let's use that. Guess what happened on the parabolic SAR? Mario, buddy. Sell signal. So you want to know what to do with neat, Mario? Sell. Look at the MACD. Sell signal. Okay. Let's pull up our stochastic momentum. Sell signal. Let's pull up our Chond. Sell signal. Let's pull up our Elder Ray. Bear power is winning. Let's pull up our stochastic. Sell signal. So Mario, sell it before you lose any gains. Hey Gamers Nation, I'm using E-Trade Pro. Alright, so the list was SYN is next. So let's pull up SYN. Can I break down what the MACD means for beginners? I'm not a NEET. That's funny. For those that don't know what a NEET is, that means no education, something, and training. What is it? No education. Oh no. What's the second E, Ray? No education, something, and training. Maybe emphaticness. I don't know what the E is. But the MACD, can I break that down? Sure, buddy. Let's do the MACD on the next chart we got requested that was SYN. Okay? And we'll go ahead and leave the parabolic SAR up so you can see it. Alright? So, let's go ahead and bring up our nice little browser here. Alright, so here's our MACD, okay? So the moving average, convergence, divergence is a trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving averages of prices. The MACD is calculated by subtracting, the MACD is calculated by subtracting the 26-day exponential moving average from the 12-day exponential moving average. A 9-day exponential moving average of the MACD line is called the signal line, is then plotted on top of the MACD, functioning as a trigger for buy and sell signals. Okay, so that sounds kind of weird, right? Like if you're just looking at it and reading that very quickly. But let's explain it a little bit here, okay? So the MACD consists of basically what you call, who asked for this again? Nunchucks? Alright, so nunchucks. The MACD consists of what you want to call employment. Thank you, nunchucks. Yes, no education, employment, or training. That's the neat. Yes, exactly. But nunchucks, what it consists of is the 26-day period line. The red line is that slow line. I just call it the slow line and the fast line, okay? I try to keep it really simple for myself. Whenever I see two things, I just think slow, fast. That's it. White, fast, red, slow, okay? So what you have is your slow 26 period and your fast 9 period, and you have a 0 line, okay? Now, the way nunchucks that the MACD works is that your sell and buy signals are based on the crossing of your fast going either under the slow or above the slow. And it also depends on how close to the 0 line that it happens, okay? So in terms of this MACD, I'll explain it based on the SIN chart here. And then we'll see the actual application and how it works, okay? So what you have is when your fast line, the white line, crosses over and through the red slow line, that's considered a buy signal. Now, whether it's strong or weak depends on where it crosses, okay? So, on this chart in particular, the first spot that we see, the fast crossing over the slow, is underneath the 0 line, okay? Now, the more below that it is from this 0 line, that the fast crosses over the red, the stronger the buy signal is. And stop being mean to Candy, guys. She's awesome, okay? Don't be mean to Candy. Half your charts would never get listed without Candy. The stronger the buy signal, the deeper it is below the 0 line when it crosses, okay? So we had a very strong buy signal here. It's very deep below the 0 line, okay? And as you can see, let's go ahead and mark it with our vertical tool right here. So like on August 1st, that's where our buy signal happened, okay? Well, let me change the color. All right, there we go. Okay, so the MACD crossed here on August 1st. That's when our buy signal happened. Okay? And after that buy signal happened, you can see the fast continued to diverge away from the slow, crossed through the white, the 0 line, and it kept going up. Okay? And if you look at the chart, it kept following the MACD line. All right, nunchucks? Yeah, Candy, we can see your messages now. Okay. So, if you follow the MACD line from this buy signal, because it's below the 0 line, the price followed it accordingly. And now, what you can see is the fast started slowing down and headed towards the slow. And when you see that start to happen and actually approach it, you know a sell signal is about to happen. And as you can see here, right here, okay, the sell signal happened after it slowed down for a bit here, okay? Ray, you're such a troll. And your sell signal, the stronger the sell signal is, the higher it will be above the 0 line, okay? So again, your buys, you want that fast crossing above the slow, below the 0 line. And for a sell, you want the fast crossing under the slow, above the 0 line, okay? And if you look at the chart, it's following that pretty well. And so what this tells me about SYN is that it's going to go down more until this evens out, okay? So the issue is you don't only use the MACD. Okay, remember how we talked about the parabolic SAR? We talked about our fibs. We talked about stochastic, RSI, all of that. You don't only use one indicator for a sell. You're going to want to look at everything else as well. Okay? And this fib fan we drew the other day fits very nicely on the daily. And as you can see, we have a pretty strong confirmation with 2 candles dipping below this line that it's going to dip further until something happens to change it. So whether it technically in the chart and indicators get something to reverse it, or PR or SEC filing comes out to reverse it, okay? Does that explain the MACD well enough for you, Nunchucks? Candy, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. What time span do I use a MACD for? Whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to hold it for a couple weeks, I'll probably use it on the daily. If I'm trying to swing trade a couple days, I'll probably go down into the 60-minute. If I'm trying to day trade, I'll probably do it on the 10 or 15 minutes. If I'm trying to hold it for a period of months, I'll probably do it on the daily and the weekly. It depends on, it just really depends on what you're trying to do with that trade, okay? Alright, so what was the chart after SYN? And what is the next question, please? What kind of drop should I take profits, buy, bank in? If so, when do I want to bank in? I think you mean back. So when do you want to take profits or buy back in? Okay, well, what did you buy SYN at? What is your average price, okay? There's no most fundamental indicator. Use as many as you can. There's not one that's the best. Not even close. Zach, thank you for the 69 cents. What's with the 69s? That's funny. And Ray, dang it, dude. You didn't have to donate again, dude. Thank you. Okay, CYTX is next. And he bought in at 56. Mario. You bought in at 56, and what were we on, SYN? Bro, sell that. What are you doing? You're almost at 100% profit. It's on a sell signal. Sell it. Get rid of it. Take your profits. You didn't send me a number that's funny. You sent me 902. I don't get it. Oh, 960 after before the fee. A 96. All right. No, well, it shows me the number after the fee is taken out. Okay, so we have CYTX pulled up. People are dropping like flies, but that's okay. I'm here for you guys that are here. All right. I don't care if people are leaving. They'll come back if they want to. It's okay. But what's our next question that people want to know about charts or indicators? Yeah, Mario, definitely sell. Just sell and wait for the reversal, okay? Wait for the reversal on those indicators, all right? No, I saw Ray, I did see the price. It's just on one screen it shows me the amount with the fee taken out, and on the other screen it'll show me what you actually did. Gamers Nation asked, what do I use to watch the charts? I think you mean what program I'm in, possibly? I'm in E-Trade. I am 30 years old, Apache attack helicopter, and I'm in Dallas. How can I take advantage of a pump and dump on Stocktwits? Well, first of all, Linu and Driss have nothing to do with Stocktwits at all. Those trade so many shares and have so much going on that they have nothing to do with Stocktwits. Basically, the only way you can take advantage of a pump and dump is knowing when it's going to happen. Yeah, maybe I should make that permanent. Okay, how much should I start investing with and how long ago? Dylan, one of my rules is I never tell people how long I've been trading. Because if you say too long, they judge you. If you say too little, they judge you. So just go based on what I tell you if you think I know what I'm talking about or not. Don't worry about how long I've been trading. That doesn't matter. How much should I start with? I think I started with like $100. I started way back when I started trading. I was in OTC sub penny stocks, and that's how I learned everything. That's how I learned about shorts, pump and dumps, attacks, how to read an L2, how to use social media to see what people are doing. It was really tough. It was really tough, but you just keep going and you learn something new every day, and you get out of it and you get better. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I literally started with like $100 or something like that and just worked my way up. Okay, the code asked, why do people bash on Bollinger Bands? Should we not use these anymore? The guy that invented these, I heard, created some new ones to fix some problems. I don't use Bollinger Bands. I don't bash on them, but I don't use them. The reason I don't like Bollinger Bands is because I think that they give too much of a range. I think that it doesn't give you enough information. The only time that I like Bollinger Bands is for reading when things are about to change, as in when they start squeezing and they get really tight. Okay? So I don't think it tells you enough of which direction it will go, but when you see them tightening up, you know it's about to change. And that's about all I like it for, okay? And if you check it out, we'll just do an example here, okay? It squeezed really tight here. And after all this dropping, there's no way to tell if it's going to go up or down with the Bollinger Band. All it does is say, hold on, all it does is say trend is changing. Okay? And when it squeezed again, you would think, hey, last time this squeezed, the stock went up. So when it squeezes this time, it's probably going to pop up too. So it's hard to say anything other than trend will change. Okay? And when it squeezed super tight here, after seeing these squeezes, you're going to be like, oh man, you know, Bollinger Band squeezing so tight. It's time for it to go. But what happened? It's just squeezed. It hasn't done anything yet. So it's not that Bollinger Bands are bad. I just think that there's so many better ways to see a trend change than a Bollinger Band. You know what I mean? Like, you pull up your fib fan, and you go to your peaks, and you see that it didn't test anything after this, and it's completely flat. You know it's probably going to be flat for a while longer. You know what I'm saying? You pull up your MACD, it's completely flat. Nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? Meridian, you like that I pronounce all of them correctly? Why do I feel like I'm now going to get tested on how to pronounce things? Any signal indicators to know when it happens for a pump and dump? Yes. If it's been completely flat and had no volume, and then all of a sudden it's way up. Like right here. Nunchucks. If you see this stock shoot up, it's probably going to be a pump and dump, because look how low the volume's been. And look at this huge red selling day, and nothing's really happened since. It's building a little bit, but that's all social media. Okay? How do I feel about WAC? Like WAC? What is that? If used with the parabolic SAR, couldn't you tell better if it's going up or down? Okay, let's do that. Let's pull out our Bollinger Band. Let's pull out our parabolic SAR. It's something easy to see. There we go. Okay. So yes, it will give you more information. Okay? But check out how, remember it said if it's trading choppy, if it's not in a trend, how the parabolic SAR is kind of iffy. Check out how iffy it is, okay? Because right here, you're still in a buy, right? And guess what would have happened right here? You would have saw this go on top and been like, oh crap, it's the first day of parabolic SAR change. It's time to sell. And guess what you would have done? You would have sold straight into a gap up. Okay? And if you go here, again, you would have got your buy signal here. You would have bought. And you would have got your sell signal literally right here. And guess what? Your sell signal, if we pull up the horizontal, your sell signal was below your buy signal. Why would you want to sell it below what you bought it for? You know what I'm saying? And if we go over here, I bet you it happens again. Again, yeah, you would have bought here, so this one would have been okay. But it would have had you not sell until the day after the big drop, and you would have lost $1.10 of gain. Okay? So it's not that these indicators are bad. You just have to use them with everything else. You have to use them with the rest of the chart. You have to use them with MACD. You have to check out your volume. You have to check out their PRs, their fundamentals, everything. Okay? I'm glad that helps, Code. Really. No test? Okay. Alright, so what's the next chart? Let's pull up another chart. And then after this chart in question, let's go ahead and take a short break. And then I'll be right back. I feel pretty good. I'm down to stream some more if you guys down. Everybody in chat, if you're here, one of the 24 people, do you want us to continue after this next question? If you want us to continue, I will come back. But if everybody's bored, I don't want to come back and drag on. But I feel fine. I'm not tired today. I'm good to go. So just let me know. And yes, Dylan, use as many indicators as possible at all times. Never restrict yourself. Don't be like, yeah, I used this at one time and I gained, $6,000. I'm going to only use this indicator now. That indicator won't always work for every stock. Okay? So what are the top 5 indicators to understand when trading on a daily to weekly holding basis? All right, Dylan, we'll keep going then. We'll keep going, guys. Okay. All right, awesome. Yeah, no, you guys want me to stay? I'll stay. All right, nunchucks. The top 5 indicators to learn are the ones that work for you. Okay? I know that's a terrible answer, but every chartist and every trader gets into their own groove. And everybody reads differently. Not everybody does fib arcs the same or fib trends the same. Okay? But essentially, the basic top 5: stochastic, MACD, volume, and this is where I say after MACD, stochastic, and volume, RSI, and I guess probably, I mean, I'd say those are the only 4 that you absolutely should know. And after that, it's all icing on the cake. But you better know your MACD, you better know your RSI, you better know how to read volume changes, and you better know how to read a stochastic. Okay? What books do I recommend reading? I recommend reading Technical Trading, or Technical Charting for Dummies, or Technical Trading for Dummies. It's super simple. It'll take you like a couple hours. I definitely recommend reading, what is it called? The Intelligent Investor. I definitely recommend reading this book. It's called Reminiscences. I can't say that word. I've never been able to say that word. It's called Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. I highly recommend this book. It's really, really old, but it's really, really good. It talks about a guy who he was a nothing dude back in the old trading days, and how he worked his way up from just trading in these back rooms and everything to the real market. It's really good. I also recommend How to One Up Wall Street. It's by, hold on. Yeah, this one. I really recommend this guy here. It's by Peter Lynch. I really recommend this one here. One Up Wall Street by Peter Lynch. I highly recommend that one. And then yeah, it's called hold on. And I recommend this one here as well. Technical Analysis for Dummies. I recommend that one as well, okay? And if somebody if you don't mind, just post that we're still doing question and answer on Stocktwits. That'd be so awesome. You know, I know people really have wanted this, and they've been waiting for it. Okay, Walter Investment beats by 27, misses. Oh, you're talking about a ticker with WAC. Okay. Like, guys, I have problems understanding people. So, if you don't fully explain in your sentence what you're talking about, I'm not going to understand, okay? I'm just not. Just for Tube asked, do I use fibs for shorting? I don't short. I don't like shorting. It makes me feel bad. Astro, you asked about Ichi. We'll go over Ichimoku right now, okay? Alright, is everybody cool with Ichimoku? We'll go over that next. Let me just post, I'm gonna just post a link really quick. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure people knew we're still going live there. Hey, Nunchucks, ask me again in a little bit, okay? We're going to do Ichimoku first, alright? Okay, so we have WAC pulled up here. Somebody asked about it. And, are you guys cool? Can I take like a quick, like 2-minute break? Is that okay, guys? I just need to stop talking just for a little bit, go to the restroom and stuff. It's been another hour and 20 minutes since the last break. Like, I'm sorry to leave you guys, but I need to take just a short break. I really do. And we're going to keep doing questions and charts. I think that's a great way to actually continue this, guys. I think from now on, we'll probably do this. We'll take the chart, use a chart request, and answer a question while doing the chart. I think that's a really cool way to go about this from now on. And again, yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, I gotta take a short break. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back then, guys. Give me just a moment. We'll do we'll say 11:25 return, okay? Alright, guys. So, right on time this time. Can't say shit. Alright. Let's do this. Let's drink some more wine. Thank you all, everybody who stayed. Thank you all. And again, Ray, Zach, Dylan, thank you so much for those donations, guys. I really appreciate it. And again, for the 18 people here, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. You'll like it. If you want to donate, you can. If these lessons are useful to you, I'd appreciate it. But you don't have to at all. You don't have to. If you want to, you can. But you definitely don't have to, okay? Alright. So, everybody's still here, right? Everybody's back? Alright. So, first thing I'll say about this chart is avoid it. Don't buy this. Second thing I'll say is, let's talk about Ichimoku. Alright? Once everybody's here, we'll talk about Ichi. You have 22,000 of FLXN. Oh, you have 22,000 shares or dollars? Nunchucks. Because either way, holy crap, dude. That's quite a play. And that'd be sweet, dude. I hope it works out for you, man. That's a crazy amount, whether it's dollars or shares. Alright. Good. So it looks like most of us are here then, hopefully. Okay, dollars. Alright, man. So you got about what, like 10,000 shares or something like that? No, like 7,000 maybe? That's awesome, dude. Yeah, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine next week. I promise you that. You're gonna be just fine. Oh, you're gonna be just fine, dude. Alright. So, Ichimoku, for those of you still here. Hopefully you know a little bit about it. But if not, we'll do what we can. Now what we'll do, you have $800 in it. That's a little bit different than 22,000. Haha. All right. So the Ichimoku consists of a lot of things. It is a very, very, very powerful indicator. It basically consists of 4 different things that all work together. You can change the periods on them. I don't recommend changing the periods. Just leave it how it is. It is so technically advanced that you're probably not going to know more than what's already basic. Okay? Oh, 800 shares. Okay. That's awesome, dude. Well, the code, you don't need to speak Japanese because I only know a few words. And we're going to use the English version. Okay? We're going to use the English words. And we're going to go not Japanese on it. Alright? But here's what you need to know about the Ichimoku, okay? It consists of a conversion line, a baseline, a leading span, a lagging span, or two leading spans and a lagging span, okay? Your conversion line is the line that you want the stock to follow, okay? You want it to be on the conversion line and riding it very closely. All right? Your baseline. You want your baseline to be base. You want it to be below your conversion line. Your leading span, A and B, are what create your clouds. Your cloud is going to be between leading span A and leading span B. Whether B is above A or A is below B, or A is above B, either way, that's what makes a cloud. When the leading span B is below leading span A, you have a red cloud. When leading span A is above leading span B, you have a green cloud. So basically, as you can see, leading span A is green, leading span B is red. Whichever one's on top determines the cloud. Okay? And your lagging span is separate from all of them, and we'll explain that in just a second. Okay? Alright. I kind of want to pull up a better chart. Just avoid this. Whoever requested whack, I'm sorry, just don't buy it, okay? I'm going to scroll up and find what the next chart was. Looks like VCPS was the next one. Nope. Sorry. Don't buy it. Okay. We already did CLVS. Let's do ACRX. I think, yeah, we already pulled that one up tonight. Or no, we didn't pull this up yet. No, yes we did. Yes we did. iTech. Nope. Don't buy it. CRMD. Nope. Don't buy it. Okay, so let's pull up a good chart. I'm sorry, guys. All those requests, VCPS, ACRX. ACRX only buy if you're waiting. iTech and CRMD, don't buy them. They're trash. They're trash. Okay? Don't buy them. Alright. So we're just going to use square. Okay? We're just going to use square for right now. I'm sorry, guys, about those charts. I'm sorry. Just don't buy them. Okay, we'll do PTN. Okay, Dylan. Saul, awesome, man. That's alright, you gotta go. But yeah, definitely join again, dude. It's great to have you. Join the Discord, talk with us anytime, okay? We're in there 24/7. Okay, we'll do RPRX, because I know I saw that one first. I know we saw RPRX first before PTN. Don't buy it. I'll explain. You know what? We'll use it to explain why. But don't buy this one. Okay? And I'm sure you can see immediately why. Thank you, baby. We'll use HBP and WCPS next, okay? Or WPCS. Thank you so much for keeping track for me. Thank you. Alright. So, like we always do, when you pull up a new chart, pull up the 3-year, the 1 year, see what it's been doing, and go from there, okay? Now let's explain a bit about the Ichimoku in this situation. Alright? We did caper earlier, but we might be able to do it again. We'll take some more questions. Alright. So, I would really like to use a different chart. I'm sorry. Don't buy this. Don't buy this, okay? Just don't buy it. Alright, we can work with this one for right now. We'll work with this one, okay? HBP, Huttig Building Productions. Okay, so let's go ahead and take away the Ichimoku. You bought CRMD at 65. Now you make me feel bad and I gotta check it again. No. Don't exit with the loss, bro. Sell it at 74.50, okay? Just for tube, sell it at 74.50 or 74, okay? Don't be the guy that waits for 75 and it drops. All right? It should bounce back up. There's no guarantee, but it should bounce back up, okay? But don't sell it for a loss yet. You're retesting the gap, all right? You're building back up from this drop. What did you buy at? 65? As soon as you make profit, get rid of it, bro. Okay? When you see it going up and it starts to slow down, get rid of it, alright? Buy back in later if it beats this gap or it starts testing it more. But I'm sorry, dude. It's just not a good chart. I don't know what's going on though. I can't say either way, okay? Because I don't know their PR or anything like that. Alright? But the chart's not good. Okay? Thanks, Oscar. I appreciate that, dude. Alright. HBP. Now, let's talk about the Ichimoku. Okay? Like I said, this indicator is 4 things built in one. Now, yes, Nunchucks, we'll talk about volume as well with the Ichimoku. I'll do that for you. Alright? By the way, again, Dylan, Ray, thank you so much for those donos, man. Thank you. So what I want to do first, let's pull up our fib fan. As you can see, from this peak to this, or that valley to that peak, it's completely broken all trend. And what did we say about the fib fan? Is that it only works for one trend until it ends and makes a new one. It's definitely made a new line of regression. And we want to work with that, okay? Because this trend is over, okay? And as you can see, it's been testing this, okay? It went back up a little bit, couldn't break it. Now it did break this zone, and it's working its way forward again. Okay? And what you can see is, with the volume, like you wanted, Nunchucks, huge buy here, lots of buying volume, nothing happened to the price at all. When you see a huge green buy bar like this, out of everything else and the price doesn't change, You know? Do you want it? No. You want to see consistent volume with price change that reflect the green bars. Okay? But very clear price rejection at the bottom here at $5, and it's been up since then. So the question is, it's not on a downtrend anymore. It's broken pretty free of it, right? So let's go ahead and do like we did before. Let's pull up the MACD. Okay. We have our MACD crossing. And let's go ahead and look, it's perfectly on the dip right here. Let's go ahead and use that as our indication for the fib fan. Let's pull it up. Go to the peak. And see what's going on. So as you can see, tested a little bit above, tested here, broke through, but it was a green test, so it kind of stayed with it. And as you can see, the red test didn't make it, and it fell back down. So we're working our way back up to this trend line, okay? Now, the real question comes into play. Is this fib fan right? Is it going to reject off here and bounce back up? Or is it going to consolidate through? Okay? Remember, you're going to want to use indicators for this as well, but we're going to go very basic right now. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to leave the fib fan up, because right now what I'm assuming is that it's going to keep testing down to here, and hopefully reject off 715 and bounce up. Okay? But we pull up the Ichimoku and look at what's going on. And the Ichimoku will tell you practically everything you need to know. Okay? And a quick explanation of what we're looking at. Let me pull up this again. Conversion line is the blue line. If you look at my mouse, it's this guy right here. That's the conversion line. Okay? The baseline is red. And that is this line right here that goes along with the conversion line. Okay? Leading span A is green. That is this green line here. Leading span B is red. That's the red line here. Lagging span is goldenrod. And that is this line way back here. Okay? And the way that you use these is the same way that you basically use a MACD. Now, if you remember nunchucks, when we talked about the MACD, when the white line right down here crosses over the red line and it's below the 0, that's a buy indication. Okay? In much the same way, when, you know what, I'll even make it the same colors to make it easier. Let's make our conversion line white. Hold on. We have 2 sets of Ichimoku here. There we go. We'll just make it the same as the MACD. There we go. So when our white line crosses over the red line below the cloud, that is a buy signal, but not as strong. It's the opposite of MACD in this way. Whereas if the red line crossed, or the white line crossed over the red line above the cloud, that is an extremely strong buy signal. Whereas down here, it would be like if the MACD, the white crossed over the red above the 0 line, not as strong. So just inverse them. Okay? So as you can see here though, our white, the conversion line, crossed over the baseline. That created our buy signal. And as you can see, it's been going up since that buy signal. Okay? And the volume doesn't tell us too much here, nunchucks, except for a lot of buying going on. So you see all this green with the buy signal is probably going to continue, okay? And the way it works is until this conversion line starts curving down and going to meet the baseline, you're still in a buy signal. You're still okay. All right? So as you can see here, we're in a very strong uptrend away from the baseline, and with our MACD still going up. Okay? The other thing that you need to know about Ichimoku is the color of the clouds. You have green clouds, which is where leading span A is above leading span B. That's a green cloud. When you have leading span A below leading span B, you have a red cloud. Okay? Red clouds I consider resistance clouds. Green clouds I consider support clouds. Okay? So green clouds, you want to be bouncing off the top. Red clouds, you want to bust through. Okay? And what generally happens with red clouds is those are heavy resistance and they're hard to break through. And what you want to happen with support clouds is you want it to head down and not break through. And at worst, it should be a consolidation cloud where the stock price rides through it and eventually breaks through. Okay? So what's really bad on this chart is this breakthrough of the support cloud. Now this is in the past, okay? This is in the past. We're just looking at an example. So you want to look for a sell signal above the cloud where the white line, conversion line, or blue line is meeting the red. So do you see how this white line was stagnant? It went completely horizontal, but your red line started going back up? That means your price action isn't following properly, your slow indicator is catching up, and you don't have that much of an upward trend happening. And when those meet, you get your sell signal. Okay? So as you can see, you got your sell signal right here, and it immediately crashed below the cloud. If you look, your wick is above the cloud when the sell signal happened. Okay? Your wick is right here. So you got your sell with plenty of indication that it's going to go down. And it went down. Okay? And what you want to see, if that does happen, is you want to see it actually sit in the cloud and consolidate through it. You don't want to see it crash through. But as you can see, our white line dipped even further away, came a stronger sell signal the whole time. Okay? And then what happened was, we got our buy signal here. You see how the white crossed over the red, and it jumped up a little bit. But remember, like I said, if this happens below this cloud, it's not as strong of as a buy signal as if it happens above the cloud. Okay? Why did volume spike at a sell signal? You mean this right here? On the 3rd of May? If you're talking about the 3rd of May, it was a sell spike. It's red. So it spiked because a ton of people sold. If you're talking about here, that wasn't a sell signal. That was a conversion line flat above the baseline. Okay? So a lot of people bought here, right? You see how green it is, and you see the large candle, because look, as you see, it looked like it's going to continue, right? If you were to see this, you're like, that's going to be very strong. That's going to continue. But that's your lagging indicator. Haha. You have to look at your conversion line. Your conversion line is completely flat. So even though they're technically in a good area, they're not diverging away from each other, and this volume did nothing but barely spike it up. Okay? So you didn't have a sell signal there, but you didn't have a buy signal either. You just had a day with a lot of volume. Now what happened was, this is where your sell signal was. Okay? Your white line crossed below the red. You got your sell signal, and it approached a resistance cloud. These are very hard to break through. Very, very hard to break through. Okay? As you can see, it tested into it. It could not hold. It broke back down. It tried to test again. The candles got extremely weak. And inside the cloud, you got a sell signal again. Okay? And again, even though that was a buy signal technically, it was inside or below the cloud. It doesn't count. Not nearly as much. You got your sell signal inside the cloud, and you can see what happened from there. Okay? Dipped very far below. Alright? And now, at this time period, it has started its reversal. When it starts reversal, you might think it's okay to buy, but you need to use your other indicators. How many times have we said that? Use as many as possible, right? So let's pull up our stochastic with it. Stochastic goes really well with this indicator, by the way. Ichimoku and stochastic, they're like best friends, okay? So here, we got a MACD cross underneath a 0, buy signal. Stochastic, buy signal. Stock price changed, okay? Then we got our real buy signal on the Ichimoku over here, and it still continued up. Again, this isn't a very strong buy signal. You want it to be above the cloud, but it's a buy signal nonetheless. Okay? And it kept continuing up. It didn't have a lot of resistance here, so it was easy to break through. Whereas remember here, lots of resistance, hard to break through. Okay? Am I dragging on too long? Is this helpful? I don't even know. People are leaving. I feel like I'm being boring now. We've lost like 10 people. If this is helpful, I'll continue, but apparently it's boring. I don't know. But we'll continue if we need to. But yeah, so like I said, not a lot of resistance though. Broke through the cloud. Our conversion line is busting away from this baseline, and that's exactly what you want to see. Okay. No, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. It's just people are dropping like flies, so I didn't know if it was boring or not. You know what I mean? I don't want to bore you guys. And then what you do with the lagging indicator, this lagging indicator right here, the goldenrod, what this is a 26 period negation of the current stock price. So what it is whatever the stock price is right now, Yeah, you're right, Nunchucks. It's getting late. A lot of people getting hang like us, right? Honestly, when it gets down to like 10, 15 people, that's the real people that want to learn and stuff, so it's awesome. Okay? Like, honestly, you guys that are left, you're the ones that really participate anyway, and I appreciate it, okay? Um, so the way the lagging indicator works, like I was just saying, is the most recent point on it is the current stock price 26 periods back. Okay? And the way you use the lagging indicator is to tell if you are in a strong positive trend. So if your indicator is above the stock price, this lagging indicator, this goldenrod, if that's above the stock price, that is a strong uptrend. Because that means 26 periods based on your chart, whether daily, hourly. When do you get tits? I'm not allowed to show you guys tits. Not on YouTube. I'll set up a my free cam or something. Whenever this lagging indicator is above, that means you're in a good uptrend. Okay? So you don't want to buy when it's inside the cloud or when it's below. You want to buy when it's in an uptrend. Okay? How do you get tits? Join the Discord and donate on PayPal. Maybe I'll send you some tits. So again, way above, and you can tell by how much above it is, how strong of an uptrend it is. Okay? So again, like I said back here, remember how this was a buy signal? Because the white line crossed over the red? You have to also look at where that indicator was 26 periods back. And where was it 26 periods back? Exactly the same spot. Hey, that's okay, Andy. If you gotta go, man. No problems. I appreciate you watching this long, dude, and hanging out. I really do. Make sure you're in the Discord, dude. Peace. So you don't want to buy it when 26 periods back, it's in the same exact spot. Okay? You want to buy it when it's above. Like right here. Okay? And again, don't buy something heading into a resistance cloud that's this big. Buy it when it's breaking through the top. Okay? But don't buy it when it's just getting into it. You're never, not never, but the odds are not with you unless you have your lagging indicator above, like it's on a strong uptrend into the cloud, maybe. But if you have a stagnant thing like this, it's not going to happen, okay? E-Trade is free if you just do 30 trades a quarter. They just gave it to me. I didn't even like barter with them. I was like, "Can I try E-Trade Pro?" They just gave it to me. Yeah, no, Dylan, E-Trade doesn't cost like anything. I think you only need like a $500 balance. Like, I threw in $500, asked for E-Trade Pro, and I had it. You know what I mean? But again, that's just basically how to read it. It looks like a lot, but it's pretty simple when you really get down to it. So here's the things that we see right now. That lagging indicators above, positive strong trend. Conversion line is going away from the baseline. We're above a resistance cloud. Things are looking good long term. But this is where your other indicators come into play, okay? Do you see the MACD starting to slow down? Do you see the volume isn't there anymore? Do you see that you're overbought on the stochastic and it is slowing down? If you pull up the elder ray, do you see that it's slowing down? If we pull up the RSI, do you see that it's slowing down? Okay? So even though this indicator is super powerful, you still need to use other ones. Because right now, I wouldn't buy this having seen the MACD and the other ones, okay? So can we have situations where the lagging indicator is below, but price can break resistance cloud and make it bullish? Yes. Nothing is 100%. And also, you might have a PR or a filing that completely changes the stock, and that doesn't matter. And you could have it, you generally, I'll say 90% of the time, if the lagging indicator is below that 26 period back price and it's below a resistance cloud, you're not going to see it break through. I'll say 90% of the time. Let's use, what's the next chart? Let's use the next chart. WPCS, okay? Yeah, I'll do stochastic and elder ray. I can talk about that. So let's just use this one as well. And here you go. Okay. Hold on. It's going crazy on me. Okay, so check this out. Our lagging indicator was above the price right here. And let's get 26 periods down. So let's say we'd go from right here on this dip on it and go 26 bars this way. Okay. So 26 bars this way, the price jumped up, right? And right here, it was above the price. So that works. Now let's look right here, where it's below. And let's go 26 periods this way. Okay? And there's your example right there. You wouldn't normally buy right here on this red candle where your lagging indicator is below here. All right? Because on that day, you're not going to know it's going to jump up like this, right? You don't know that's going to happen. There's no way to tell. But I bet you $100,000, guess what happened? A PR. Look at the volume change. Okay? You see this, right? So I said, if it's below, and it's, you know what I mean? And it's still flat, and you don't have your buy signal, it's not generally going to happen. But SEC filings and PR can change that. And I bet you $100,000 that on the 21st or 22nd that this company had a PR. So Z, are you invested in this? Can you tell me, did it have a PR on the 21st or the 22nd? Okay. And it's not that that's where I would look for more indicators. I would always look for more indicators. Okay? And another example here for the Ichimoku. All right. I said it's very hard to beat a resistance cloud. But let's take our segment tool. And right here inside the cloud, let's go 26 periods back. Where was our lagging indicator then? Above the stock price. Okay. So, even though we're heading into the cloud, our lagging indicator was on an uptrend, like I said, and we have a buy signal. So when you have both in conjunction like that, it's a lot stronger of an indicator that it's going to break through. Okay? But, like right here, okay, our lagging indicator, 26 bars ahead, here we are. Our lagging indicator was below the stock price. And that's why we can't bust up. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully this is making sense. For those that are still here and watching, do you have a specific question about the Ichimoku that is not clear to you? I know it takes a while to type and stuff, so I'll wait a second. But yeah, again, so for those that are still here, in my Ichimoku explanation, is there something that does not make sense? And nunchucks, I will go over Elder Ray and Stochastic really quick, okay? Absolutely, Mario. It's been great having you here, dude. Thank you so much for being here, man. I know it's getting late, but like I said, I have fun doing this. I like explaining it to you guys, and I relearn everything. So again, this is fun for me. I'm having fun, guys. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, two great questions. The first one, the main difference between a green and a red cloud. Let's pull up just like another chart. Let's pull up, let's just pull up ATRS again. I like that chart so much. The main difference, the main difference between a red and a green cloud is one should act as support. Oh, we'll do AVGR then. Yeah. Is one should act as support and one should act as resistance. So if you see a green cloud and you're above it, you should be bouncing off the top. If you see a red cloud and you're below it, you're most likely going to bounce off the bottom. Okay? But if you are above a green cloud and you run into it, most of the time you will consolidate through it. Whereas if you see a red cloud and you bounce into it, you're most likely going to dip below it. Okay? And again, don't buy this stock. Oh, awesome. Wow, Mario, That's really cool, man. That is super cool. Thank you for that. That's so cool you guys are doing the stocks together. That's really cool. Thanks for being here, guys. For real. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the red and green cloud. Does that cover the clouds for you okay? If you're below red, you'll either bounce off of it below or go through if you have enough positive momentum. If you're above red and you hit it, you're probably going to dice through it and go down. With the green, if you're above it and hit it, you're most likely going to bounce off the top. And if you're green and below it, you'll most likely consolidate and then go through. Okay? And the other question was the relationship between stochastic and the Ichi. Basically, I watched a lot on this, and the only thing I ever cared about in all the videos I watched was a divergence between the price of the stock and the direction of the stochastic. Okay? So if your stochastic is like this, we have a peak and it's going down, and your price was actually down here and going up, that is what is called a bullish divergence. Okay? When I say hit it, nunchucks, I'm talking about either the red line on top or below, or the green line on top or below. Which, remember, those are going to be the leading spans. So when I say hit the cloud, I mean whether it touches the leading span A or B from above or below. Okay? And what we have here, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Okay, it doesn't work as well on this one. Yeah, it doesn't work on this one as much. We don't have a bullish divergence. Actually, you know what? We do a little bit. We do a little bit. Okay, so you see how the stock price has been trending down? Okay? And then the stochastic momentum has kind of gone up. As long as this base here continues to be above this one here, you have a slight bullish divergence, okay? Because do you see how the stock price is going down like this? Okay? Does that make sense? If your stochastic is going down, but your stock price is going up, divergence. If your stock price is going down, but your stochastic is going up, also divergence. Okay? And that's basically the only relationship between the cloud and the stochastic. But the reason they work so well together is just because of the time periods that they're both based on. Okay? The 26 period, the 9 period, and all of that, and the stochastic based off the 14. They work really well together. Okay? It's just all in the math. It's just really all in the math. It's what you see on the stochastic and what you see on the Ichimoku are generally very similar. Okay? Especially on this conversion line. The conversion line's a little slower, but that's just how it is. 26 is default. As you can see, that's for the baseline, okay? And it's for the lagging span, all right? Your leading span is 52, and your conversion line is that fast one, the 9. Okay, so check this out. You ready for this? You're going to like this. Let's do, we can do it with the SMA, I think. All right, so let's do the SMA on a 9, and we'll make it blue. All right. Look how close that is. Let's do an SMA on the 26 and make it red. All right. So you see what I'm talking about? It's kind of hard on this one. There we go. It's a little easier on this one. Okay. So you can see that the 26 moving average, look how close it is to the baseline. The 9 moving average, look how close it is to the conversion line. And now the reason that the Ichimoku is more wavy is because it's the 26 period high and low divided by 2. And the reason the blue line is more wavy is because it's a 9 period high and low divided by 2. And no, I did not finish my wine. Wow, 20 hours no sleep? Go to bed, bro. Alright, so hopefully that helps, okay? You can see that it's basically a simple moving average divided by 2, alright? On both of those. Okay? Alright, so we're getting into real investor hours now, okay? We have 11 people left. I'm still willing to go. I will tell you what, guys. I got a bit of wine left. I'll finish it up right now. Let's do a couple more questions, one more chart, and do it, okay? So for you 10 people left, you amazing, amazing people, ask any question about a chart that you want and give me an indicator or a ticker, and let's go. There you go. I have another bottle though. You good to go, Gamer Nation? Hey. Alright, well, we can do Elder and Stochastic really quick, bro. It's only going to take 2 seconds. Yeah. No, it's not a problem, dude. Stochastic, you read basically the same as a MACD. Okay? Above 80 is overbought. Oh, I thought I did AVGR. My bad. There you go. Alright. We'll do it on AVGR. Alright, so the stochastic you read basically like a MACD. Above 80, overbought. Below 20, oversold. You have a fast and a slow. I use a stochastic fast slow. Okay. I think most charting software has a fast that you can use and has a slow. I use the combo. But basically you read it like a MACD. If your white line crosses above the red line below the 20 on this right here on the oversold, that's a buy signal. So like right before this gap up, we were oversold, white crossed above the red, bam. Right here, white crossed above the red in oversold territory, slight gain. White crossed above the red in oversold territory, gain. Okay? And the sell signals work the same as well. The closer you are to overbought, and the red crosses over the white, sell signal. Okay? So you can see it right here a little bit. Red crossing over white went a little bit down. Red crossing over white, down. Red crossing over white, down. Red crossing under white, up. Red crossing over white, down. Okay? So being that you just got a red over white, again, it's going to be down. All right? And again, also, the reason the volume is so important is you can see the lack of interest. That's correct. Overbought is 80, oversold is 20. Okay? And the reason you need to use the volume is to see that interest is dying. Look at this. Okay? You had something crazy happen, huge gap up, and now nobody cares. Okay? What does it mean to be overbought and oversold? I mean, just what that means. If it's overbought, that means too many people have bought it. It needs to cool down. Like there's been so much pressure upward that it hasn't had a chance to level off at all. It's unnatural. It's not sustainable. It's just reached a point where it will eventually fall from. And if it's oversold, that means that everybody's been selling it, and it's gotten unnaturally low compared to normal price action that it would have. Okay? So the reason that this wasn't oversold so much right here is because it was so flat for so long, the variables haven't changed. Now, I guarantee you, let's pull up the stochastic again. Right here on this red day, we got our sell signal, okay? And it was a little bit overbought. You see what I'm saying? Those overbought and oversold signals are really strong. They really are. Okay? And again, if you look though, we had the peak and we've gone down. The stochastic just got a sell right here, but we are approaching oversold territory. Okay? So when it's in that territory, if you get a buy signal of the white going over the red, that's a very strong indicator. Okay? And then for the elder ray, nunchucks, elder ray is super simple. You have red is bear power, green is bull power. When they cross over the 0 line, that means what direction they are. Okay? So right here, I'll make it a little smaller. You can see right here, the red and the green are below the 0 line. That means a lot of selling pressure and a lot of downward momentum. So what happened? Downward price, downward momentum. When it continued more, it dipped more. And what happened when bear and bull power flipped? The price jumped. And as you can see, bull power is going down. Bear power is switching back to bear zone. And you can follow the price action with it. Okay? And that's it. It's super simple. On top of it is bullish. Below it is bearish. Red is bear pressure. Green is bull pressure. That's it. Would you say that weekends show an increase in Friday, end day up-down trends, or is it not much different than trading down times midweek? Well, you can't trade on the weekend, Dylan. So you're asking if Fridays are usually down or up? Is that your question? Like, is there a trend on Fridays, whether they're usually up or down? And by the way, guys, I'm probably going to end it after this question, unless you guys got like one more. Let's say there's a large downtrend on a Friday. Would you expect more on Monday than if it was Thursday to Friday? Totally depends, dude. There's so many variables to that question, man. There's so many variables to that question. What was it doing all week? What do the indicators look like? Has it been on an uptrend since then, all week? Did a PR come out during the week? There's just too many variables to that question, dude. I would say there's no guaranteed trend, whether it goes down or up into a Friday versus any other day. Above 0 is bullish, yes. Below it is bearish, yes. Yes, correct. Zcon. Where we're at now, the elder ray doesn't tell us anything. The elder ray is kind of like meh right now. It doesn't really matter on this one. What stocks do I recommend for a long time? Caper, CAPR. I recommend ATRS to hold until January. I recommend Square. I recommend Edit. Those are a few. Yeah, no, the weekend doesn't really affect it that much, man. Yeah, no, you can have momentum over the weekend. I've seen plenty of stocks gap up on a Monday. Doesn't matter. If it's good news, it's good news. If it's good momentum, it's good momentum. Doesn't really matter that you stopped for 2 days. Everybody knows there's the weekend. You know what I mean? But yeah. Alright, guys. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. We're almost at 4 hours. I didn't even think I'd be able to go this long, to be honest with you. Um, but, yeah, I think it's about time for me, man. Uh, yeah, no, it's just hard to day trade in general, dude. No matter what you are. It's just hard to day trade now. Yeah, ATRS is gonna be ATRS is gonna be really sweet. The 15th or the 12th and the 20th and next year. ATRS is gonna be awesome. Don't worry about ATRS. Alright guys, well I super appreciate it. And again, join the Discord if you're not. Donate if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, help me pay the bills. You know, be sweet. But anyway, yeah, no, use whatever you want on the hourly, bro. Whatever you want to use on the hourly will work. It's just, again, it's how long your trade is and what you're trying to do, okay, man? It doesn't really so much depend on the time period. Thanks, Dylan, bro. I hope you're on the next one as well. Code, you're welcome, dude. Absolutely, man. I might stream tomorrow, Gamers Nation. You know what? I probably will. I probably will stream tomorrow. I don't have anything to do until in the evening, so maybe we'll do like an afternoon stream or something tomorrow, okay? Dude, Zcon, absolutely, bro. Astro, absolutely, guys. I'm glad you guys stuck through and you hung out with me, okay? It was a really good time, and I think I like the question and answer with the chart a lot more. I like that. So we'll do a lot more question and answer sessions, okay? But again, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the Discord. And again, guys, you're the reason I do this, so I'm so glad to help out. All right, guys. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, okay? And we'll go from there. All right, guys. Have a good one.